Optimizing your main hero image on Amazon is the easiest and best thing that you can do to increase your sales, increase your CTR, and increase your Amazon payout. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm able to do that with a very, very popular shampoo brand. And if they were just to optimize their image and test it on PickFu to really understand why this is going to be better by using the consumer data, they could be making millions and millions of more dollars. So if that's interesting to you, you're going to want to keep on watching. Let's do Pureology. How we can increase the sales of Pureology shampoo. And they're doing over $500,000 on this listing every 30 days or last 30 days. But is this the best hero image they can be doing? Probably not. We're going to do a couple different tests. So I want to see who people like better, them or the competition. So let's say this one is for... Well, let's actually go to the listing and see who is competitors running on it. So let's grab this one, and let's grab this one, and let's grab this one. The reason why I want to grab all three of those is because I want to take the hero images. I want to save them. So this is Pureology. Okay, that's the one we're going to work on. Here's Olaplex. And that's the one we're going to compare it to. And here is Purador. Probably not saying that right. Pura. Okay, cool. So now that I've gotten these three, what I want to do is I want to do a comparison poll for these. Now, I could either, we're just talking about the hero image right now, so I can do the whole listing, or I want to just do the hero images. So three options here. So I'm going to add Pureology, I'm going to add Olaplex, we're going to add Purador. And if you're shopping on Amazon for a shampoo, which product would you rather buy? I just want to see real high level. There's going to be folks that are going to say, I like Olaplex because I've used Olaplex, blah, blah, blah. But I just want to see, because these are the current main images where we're working with. We're going to do a lower one for 15 because, well, let's do it at 30. We don't want to do a random audience. Own audience is kind of cool because you can actually just share the link out. But we'll do targeted audience. So we want to do Amazon Prime members. And we're going to do female, just because, these are, I feel, females have typically a lot more hair. That's probably the avatar with this. The only other one I'd want to say is income, because they're not like $10 shampoos. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm just going to do females that are Prime members. And I'm going to go to this. This is what it's going to look like. Go to that. Cool. So this is running. Now, while this is running, we're going to do another one soon, but I want to make this image better. How do we do that? Now, there is a lot of different things we can do, but let's hop into Canva real quick-a-roni. Cool. So let me keep this one like this. Let me make this the right size. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to duplicate this. So now we have this and we have this. So original and crispy. No, I'm kidding. The one we're going to mock up. So I'm going to remove the background. You're going to see that it's going to take away the shadows. Actually, not really. So going back to the listing, what are some things I would like? So typically I would show a smear or a pool of the actual shampoo itself and or some ingredients. Again, I don't want to fussy it up, but here, lavender. So lavender scented. So lavender, patchouli, bergamot. Definitely saying that wrong. But what happens if I'm here and I don't know it smells like lavender? I might like Pureology, but I might not like lavender. So those are probably the two things that I would point out. The actual product, what it looks like, I would take a page out of La Roche-Posay does. Big fans of La Roche-Posay. Big fan. I love that they do this. The smear. Big old smear-roni. The smear, the puddle, whatever you want to call it. They're crushing it with this. Again, they're probably crushing it because their product is friggin' great. I use it because my wife uses it, and so I'm like a happenstance kind of user. I mean, this is, take a look over here. These are not cheap products. I mean, $20, for a face wash. So $24.99 for this one. And this one over here is doing, I think one of them is like $1 million listing. I'm sorry, a $3 million listing. When I see brands that are doing this kind of level of stuff, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay. So let's go back to Pureology. One thing Pureology doesn't do, they don't show you the actual shampoo. And to me, that's a problem because I like to see any kind of soap or shampoo, like body wash. I like to see what it looks like. If you take a look at the rest of the shampoo space, Nutrafol, they're showing a smear. Given this is not the actual product, these are just bubbles, but that's interesting. Again, Nutrafol is doing that, and Nutrafol is no slouch in the space. But a lot of people, Mega Label, shout out Mega Label. If you guys don't think Mega Label is a real thing, not only is Herbal Essence doing it, but now Pantene is doing it. Get on that. Pantene's tripling down on that. So I'm just going and looking at this. So please don't do this. I don't care if they're doing 20,000 units. Please don't do a DNA strand behind it. It's not doing anything. Mega Label. Shout out Mega Label. So no one's really doing it on the first page of the SERP, so we want to fix that. We're going to assume that the shampoo is, because we can't see it, we're going to assume that the shampoo is, wait, is this it? Is that the shampoo? I think that might be the shampoo. It's not really super clear. Okay, so we're going to go with this. So it's a creamy color. Okay, so now that we know that from our due diligence on the PDP, we're going to go to Canva and we're going to type in cream smear. I don't know if this is white, right? Well, we kind of know and we kind of don't know from that image that's on the PDP. But by the way, the reason I pulled this in, even though it's invisible, like there's no background, is because if it's here, I can't click on that element behind it. If I move it over here, now I can click on the element. Just a little tip. When I edit this, I can adjust the actual color of it so I can make it that creamy color if I need to. I'm going to totally go against everything that I just did, and I'm going to keep it white because I don't know. So I don't want to make it look like a different color than it's not. So we're going to go with the white here. And then I want to do lavender because I think that's super important, because if lavender is a scent you like, great. But if it's a scent you hate, you would never know that this is lavender scented. So typically you can do stuff like this and then we're done. No, I'm just kidding. You want to make it make sense. So we could try a couple different lavenders. And that's the great thing about PickFu is you can test until your heart's content. So don't do stuff like this where even if I toss it to the background, like it's like broken up. I don't really know how I feel about that. It's a little messy. So I don't prefer that. I almost prefer something like this, right? Just removing this part so it doesn't stick out. I kind of enjoy that to an extent. It's just not really balanced well. And it looks a little sparse. So, and I don't like this one, looks like fuzzy and comical. So we want to find the right one. Now this one I kind of enjoy. Chop the greens out. Scale it down a little bit. I'm a big fan of this one. So I do like that. And it already comes caked in with the shadows and stuff. So, we're not going to really doctor the whole thing up to make it look crappy, right? By putting a million different things on here. I could put a ton of stuff. I could put a box behind it. I could put post edits up here. But given that it's a big box brand name, higher end price point. We just want to do a little bit to gain those clicks a little bit better, right? Okay, cool. So I'm happy with this. So let me, I don't know why Canva always does share. Just call it a download. So we'll download that. So, okay, cool. So we have ours. So let's go back to PickFu and see how we're headed against competition. Okay, so we're winning. Again, it's not really apples to apples because there's a ton of folks that know about Pureology and Olaplex and Purador. So it's purple. It's attractive. I enjoy looking at it. It looks premium and stands out. The other two do not look like well-established brands. I like the design of the bottle. I would use the white Olaplex because it tells you that that one has been tested. That one, okay, and good for your hair and helps you repair and has more scientific background. Urology, Pureology seems like the best option. After that, it's cute, and I like the things that outside on. This one is full of high quality ingredients. So they like that it says like the biotin, that kind of stuff. And then another one for this one, a lot of information on the bottle. I like that there's a pump because of the purple. A is next. I like the purple bottle, and it has a little information. So these are not people that are really brand loyal, which is good. So let's do a new poll. And we're going to do a comparison poll again. Okay. If you're shopping on Amazon for Pureology shampoo, no, let's not be brand specific for shampoo. Which image would compel you to click on it more? Okay, so we got our original versus the better one. Just kidding. So let's do 30 people, target at the same one. Prime members that are women. Good, good, good. Good, great, grand. Cool. So we have both of those running over here. So I have this one of my iteration. I have this one to see what exactly people are liking. So if I was Pureology, for example, I know that my purple bottle is resonating with folks that don't know about me, right? So let's take a look at this. Yeah, I bet you it's the purple. The color and the sheen of option A make it seem very high quality, slightly generic, but also modern. So these are not brand specific folks, which is good. I was hoping that it was not going to be like, oh, I love Pureology, I use it all the time. So it's folks that don't know about it. Now, another one that we can do as well is a click test, which is good. But I don't want to do it over here next to guys like Dove because anytime you put a monster brand in there, it's going to skew the whole thing. Coffee break. What I want to do is drill down to a targeted keyword. So let's say sulfate-free shampoo. So Pureology's hitting with that. Okay. But they're not coming up over here, Pureology. Killing me, Smalls. Mega label can be used here for show. I don't want to go against L'Oreal because it's a low price point. Let's do this. Let's hit our price up a little bit. So this way only the results that are more premium show. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So now what we can do here is we can zoom out a little bit. Cool. Because I want to keep it like this, right? So then I want to take a screenshot over here for this. Good. So now I have this screenshot right here where it's the brand ad up here, it's the sponsored ad over here, and then the organic, which is Nexus. So now what I want to do is Pureology screenshot. Okay. So now what I can do in the history of testing and testing and testing is I can do another test because I want to get all the data that I can, right? What I want to do on this one is a click test. So I'm going to go click test. I'm going to upload my image. Downloads, Pureology screenshot. Okay, so we're going to do one click. And then we're going to say, if you're shopping on Amazon for shampoo, where would be the first place you would click to learn more and shop from this Amazon page? Okay. So we're giving them context about it. I want to see if they're clicking on the brand ad, the specific product ad. I want to see that kind of stuff. So we're going to do it at 30, keep it at the same target audience, Amazon Primo member and female. See you guys, we're not breaking the bank here and we're getting super fast feedback. Cool. So now I got 3 tests running over here. Okay, we got this one coming in. Slam Dunkaroni. This looks better with the flower. The visual elements make it stand out. I get a better idea of the scent, as well as details and texture and the photo quality. So, yes, you're going to get some folks that are going to say, no, I like more clean and sleek, and I don't want to see that. That's okay. From an ad perspective, forget about the smear. At the end of the day, if you run an ad on something that has a scent and it's not clear what the scent is and they get it, they could potentially say, I don't like that scent. Okay, so Pureology is coming up in the ranks. More natural and organic. I like the pump. So a lot of people are picking this one because they like the pump. And that's not really something you could change. That's something that's good data for like your product team to say, okay, Pureology, maybe we want to do a pump next time. I like the product overall. Label is minimal. I really like A as well. So you can see A is the second runner-up for people that pick B. And B is typically the runner-up for people that picked A. And then A is also the runner-up for people that pick C. So, you know, A is resonating with folks. So we're going to let this run. This is collecting the data. Cool, cool, cool. So while that runs, I want to just play around with Canva a little bit to show you what I'm not going to test this, but what I would, if I was going to triple down on this, right? What I would do. So 100% vegan ingredients. So this is vegan. So if that's a big selling prop or a value prop to people that are vegan, that'd be something we want to focus on. And then also if it's made in the US. But again, everything I'm going to do now is going to look like too much, right? But let's just do it for the sake of doing it. 100% vegan. The reason is because I'm thinking that's a good value prop. Now you could do this a couple different ways. You can do this. I want to pull the color here from this, right? So I could say 100% vegan. And is that readable? It is, right? So what we can do is also just bend it like Beckham. That's never going to get old. So you can see the difference if I don't do any curve at all versus if I do this. Just looks more natural, right? And again, you want to do this with like, Canva, I hate that you do this. When you go to do spacing, letter spacing, I cannot move this around. So every single time I can't see what I'm doing because, I could just do that. Letter spacing. So let's bring the letters in a little bit, just a teensy tiny bit. Like that. Okay, cool. Make this a little bigger. Too big. So that's something that I would do. I would tone it down a little bit so it's not so in your face. I can even test this as well, but I'm not going to because I'm doing too much with this one. But I just want to show you guys, like, if that is something of value, now, if I'm a vegan shopper, like, cool, I can do that, right? The other thing that you can do too is you can come over here. It's not really going to work as well because of the shine that's over here, the reflection. But what you can do is do a little magic eraser action. So you don't have to do it that carefully. I don't know why I did it like that. What it should do is exactly that. So I got rid of that with a magic eraser, and I still kept the sheen, the sheer, the reflection, and hydrate, sheer, shampoo, right? So I could come over here and I could say, hydrate, hydrate. So maybe I want to say something a little bit different. Maybe I want to see how the messaging goes, right? And this one, it was white with a thinner one. So I could potentially take this, make this white. Actually, I'll make it that color. Bring the line spacing up. Bring the letters closer together. Left align that, right? So now I have, ooh. So now I have hydrating shampoo. So now you can test if you don't have, for example, if you don't have like a graphic designer or you're just doing a mock-up and you want to see like, okay, do we need to say it bigger? Right? You're able to do this. Now it's still hard to read with that. We can do like shadows behind it, but I think that's going to be weird. Yeah, it's going to look super cheesy. Super cheesy. Like, yeah, that looks like it's like a, yeah, I would not do that. So let's say none, but let's change this color to black. Wait, so black. Black's probably to be the easiest one to read, but I would just do maybe that and kind of, I don't know what I would do to make the text kind of pop. But even without that, it's still super clear that it's hydrating shampoo, right? We can take just this one and make it white to be very similar to how they had it. But with that sheen, sheer, whatever it's called. But how would I do that? How would I fix that? Well, I would do this. I would just say, cool, you don't want to work with me? Don't work with me. Be that way, yeah, bum. No, I wouldn't say that. Just kidding. So I would do like this. This is how I'd get around that readability kind of problem. So now we're saying hydrating shampoo. I don't like how close together these are now. Big complainer. Big complainer. So hydrating shampoo, right? So now that's a lot clearer than this about a hydrating shampoo and 100% vegan. So I could then in PickFu test this versus that and see what's going to work and what's not going to work. But I'm not. I just want to show you guys what can be done. Let's go back over here. We got some responses on the click test. All right. So we're getting 3 clicks on the brand ad I would click here to see their products. Their style seems appealing. I would click the links to the shop. So you can see they're going to click shop all. And they're going to click on the sponsored product ad. I like the product brand, specifically the design and color of the bottle. Cool. But why are they clicking on Virtue? See where they're clicking? So they're clicking on the deal, limited time deal. So this gives you perspective on like, okay, the deal is really what's bringing folks in, right? So maybe we want to run a limited time deal as well. I would go for the cheapest option here. I'm not too picky about my shampoo. I usually look for the ones with the pump. So again, another person that likes pump. But why didn't they go over here? Oh, probably because $78. Duh. They wanted the cheaper one. That's fair. 7 responses over here. What are we working with? I do like the touch of lavender, though. It brings interest to the photo. Adding flowers in the splash in option B ruins them. That's an older demographic. That's 55 to 64 female with 0 to 35K income. So again, sometimes the income thing is important because if they're never going to buy the product anyway, it might not matter to them. Versus over here, what we're saying, it looks better in the background. Same kind of avatar. It would compel me because the lilac in the background stands out. I like the fresh lavender. Would smell nice. Gives the effect. Okay. So you can see that right off the bat. We got one for this one. I like the one that's more focused on the actual part. It looks like there's a smudge behind it and it's just distracting. Yeah, it's probably not the best way to kind of, I really prefer like a pool of it. But I'll just take what I got. But you can see already this is still better than that. We have another one. I'm getting crushed over here. Fresh, clean. Feel that the background of the lavender is unnecessary distraction of the actual product. I guess. But would you know that that's another PickFu I'd want to run. Just this over here and say, tell me what this smells like. And I bet you people won't be able to do that because it's not going to be able to see. More on Pureology over here. Okay. So you can see none of these guys are getting clicks, but the brand ad is getting clicks for sure, which is good. And we could see over here why. The link so I can chop faster makes the most sense. The font does need to be bigger though. So that's interesting that they gave that feedback about the font being bigger. So I'm not sure if they're talking about the font over here or the font over here. But let's go. We got one more. Check out my LinkedIn for some more stuff over here. I'll post the final results over here. But the biggest one that I want to take a look at is this one. We were getting crushed and we might be doing a comeback. But yep, I'll be back again tomorrow for more of this kind of fun stuff. Stream with me, do all this kind of cool stuff every morning. And yeah, he's tearing apart the place.